Talk about a fish out of water. All right, here we are in the Fox 43 kitchen with the Olivia's crew once again on a Wednesday, and we're putting stuff in the pan, ready to go. Yanni, what's cooking this morning?
That stuff that we're putting in the pan today, okay? You got shallots in here. We're gonna be making a grape reduction, okay? So I got a little bit of olive oil in here just to prevent my shallots from sticking, okay? Because I love the flavor that shallot has to provide. You can almost put it in anything, whether you're making a reduction, whether you're making a cream, or making a red sauce. It really goes anywhere. Now, I'm not cooking these all the way. I just need a little light sweating. You see how they're starting to go brown on me, Jacob?
Yep, a little bit.
See that point? All right, if you got your face as close as mine was to this, you'd feel the reaction come into your eyes. You'd feel some tears coming on. Okay. A quick little hack to avoid that. When you're doing that, it's the response from your nose that causes the reaction of tears. Breathe in through your mouth. Become a mouth breather for a second. Keep the mouth kind of shut, you know what I mean? Don't be like, but just like only through the mouth, and you'll notice that that reaction goes away and the tears won't be falling anymore, okay? So now that we got done with that little tip and trick, you see that my shallots have gone translucent? That's great. That's all I want them to do for this reduction. So now it's time for some agua, okay? Put some water in here. And I don't need a lot. And I spilled some, that's okay. So I'm gonna set that there, okay? And while that's moving here, we're gonna talk about making a reduction, right? So obviously reduction, what's the base word there? Reduced. So this thing's gonna be on here and it's gonna be cooking for a minute. Now, right, we just get to have fun with what we're seasoning it with. So, okay, we're gonna have some sweetness for this. Liv, can I get a tablespoon while I'm talking?
Absolutely.
Thank you. All right, so we got honey going in here. It's a grape reduction after all, okay? So while I'm adding this stuff, you might be saying, all right, it's a grape reduction, where are the grapes at? We're gonna get right to it. You stay tuned, and we're gonna show you in just a second here, okay? So obviously we got a good amount of sweetness going on here. I got honey, and I'm doing brown sugar. Use local honey. I wanna bring this together, okay? Now, I need some citrus in this bad boy right here. So I got an orange, okay? Boom, there's my orange, okay? I got my sifter above it, because I'm not gonna put any seeds in my reduction here. And I'm gonna do a good amount of citrus, so I'm gonna do half an orange, half a lemon, and half a lime. If you wanna get crazy and you love citrus, do a whole lemon, do a whole lime. You can always add more of things, you can never take things away. So I got my lemon in, I got my orange in. Now it's time for some lime. Okay, lime, no sifter needed, no seeds in these limes, okay? So that's all in there now. Now, I also kept the zest from all those fruits. Now, it's important to know that when you're zesting, you only want the colored part of the skin. Once you get to the white membrane of the fruit, stop zesting. That is not gonna offer you the flavor that you want. It's almost gonna get a little bit bitter, okay? So just the colored part of the fruit. I'm gonna bring this together. I'm gonna put 2 whole cloves, 1 star anise in here. Boom, right in there. And as this reduced, it's gonna get great flavor. Now, we talked about grapes. Here's what I did with the grapes. I put them in the oven because I wanted to extract some flavor from these grapes. You see how they're starting to open up? They're starting to wrinkle a bit. The skin's coming off. I want to extract as much flavor from them as possible. Look at all the natural juice that is already coming off these grapes in this pan. I'm going to give this about 2 to 5 more minutes in my oven at 400 degrees. Once they've opened up more, I'm going to get my rubber spatula, and all that's going in there. And when we come back in that second segment, you're going to look at that reduction. It's going to have a beautiful color to it. And I'm also going to be making some rice and quinoa combination for our starch today. I'll have some broccoli going for our veggie, and I'm also going to be charring up some famous lamb lollipops. Jacob, how about it?
So much going on, and quickly, we have our drink as well that we'll get to coming up a little later. What do we have, Adrienne?
Well, since it is National Grape Day, you'd think I would be working with wine. But no. We had to be a little more creative. We are going to make a grape Gatsby.
You like that?
Yeah, I do like it.
Grape Gatsby. There we go. It's almost like a tongue twister. I didn't practice enough like they did.
No whining for me, nonetheless.
Nice. Nice. This guy's good.
A lot more to come here at the Fox 43 kitchen, and I can't wait to come back a little later in the hour and try things out.